Okay, so we're going to edit our vocals, and what we're going to do is just remove any artifacts between the actual vocals and sort of tidy them up. And we're going to be using clip envelopes. We're going to be using volumes. So what we can do is click on your track. So it brings up your clip window. Click on the envelope button to show your envelopes, and then click on the volume button. And then what we can do is sort of zoom into our track and remove anything that we don't want. So you can sort of see where there's noise and where there's not. And what we can do, we'll do this quite sort of harshly initially, and then we can go back and fine tune by moving sort of some of the points. And we can have a listen to bits of it and see if we want breaths or don't want breaths.
Sounds a bit weird.
Take all that out. Sometimes you want breaths in and sometimes you don't. It just depends what they sound like.
Love is a hurry.
And whether they sound natural or overpowering. And what we can do is even go in at the later date when we have compressed our vocals and just get some of the breaths and turn the volumes down. We don't have to turn them right down because we still want that sort of it to sound authentic and natural, but we don't necessarily want big, massive breaths overpowering the vocals. So we can adjust them at a later date.
Love is a hurricane.
Keep it up for now.
Love hurricane and washes.
And we're really just looking to get rid of the stuff in between.
Love the pain and everything I do for you. Love is a hurricane. It washes away the pain and everything I do for you. Love is a hurricane. Washes away the pain and everything I do for you.
Want that to go right to the end.
Hurricane washes away the pain and everything I do for you.
And then what we can do is go in to our nodes and take off our pen tool, and then we can just sort of fade some of these in and out, so we were getting a bit more of a natural slant on our vocals. And it just depends on whether, like for example on this breath, we're moving the node back the way just to sort of include a bit of that breath there. As I said earlier, we could do this with a gate, and I'll show you on the other vocal what sort of results we get with a gate and sort of some of the artifacts that you will get using a gate. So we'll have a play through this and see what it sounds like.
Love is a hurricane.
And I'll actually throw a compressor on at this stage and just really over compress it, just so you can sort of hear it bringing up that noise floor and that we're not actually having that much of an effect on it.
Love is a hurricane and washes away the pain and everything I do for you.
So in between the notes we're not really hearing anything, and if we play the other one that we haven't edited, you'll be able to hear the difference.
Don't wake me if I'm dreaming. I wanna stay so far away. If the morning comes to earth.
So you can hear there that in between when the actual vocal's happening, we're getting a lot of noise floor in this one, which we haven't edited, and we're not in this one.
Love is a hurricane and washes away the pain.
Now, we're not going to be compressing it to that extent, but it just shows you that if you go in and edit, you can really clean the vocals up. In this one, I'll show you just the same sort of idea. We're wanting to clean up that space in between, but we're going to be using a gate instead of editing. And this is a quicker way of doing it, but I don't think it gives you just as good results. So we'll turn our compressor off.
Me if I'm dreaming. I wanna stay so far away. If the morning comes too early, don't call me back too soon.
So you can see here, we're actually getting pretty good results with the verses on that. But there are a few artifacts, like we're having to change the sort of attack and make it automatic and the release. And it's just not as surefire. There could be elements where it might drop below, a quiet part might drop below the threshold of the gate and it might cut it out completely. So while it does work, it's sometimes better if you don't have a lot of stuff to edit to just go in and do it manually.
Don't wake me.
You can hear there at the start of that "Don't Wake" that there's an artifact.
Don't wake me.
And that's coming from the compressor. So we can take our gate off. And as I said, it is an option, and if it does work on a particular vocal, then fine, use it. So we'll go in and do the same for our verses, just editing out any of the sort of spaces and silences.
Don't wake me if I wanna stay so far away. If the morning comes too early.
Now we do have the compressor on at this point, which is why you're hearing some of that really loud, breathy stuff.
Don't wake me if I'm dreaming.
And the compressor always also accentuates the room sound that we're getting. So just be aware of that when you are sort of editing your vocals.
So far away. If the morning comes too early.
And then we'll go back in with our pen tool and just sort of even out or slow down some of those dramatic volume changes.
I wanna stay so far away. I wanna stay. Don't wake me if I'm dreaming. I wanna stay so far away. If the morning comes too early.
So there we go. We've got our vocal basically edited. We've cut out all the silences, and it means we can compress it. We're not going to be compressing it sort of this amount anyway, so we can ease back on that. And in the next video, we're going to take a look at building a nice vocal chain and some things to bear in mind.